Hey gamers, welcome to episode 61 of Cinema Curse. Tonight, we say goodbye to Twin Peaks Club with an epilogue, a little talk about Lynch's first film, Eraserhead, to bring it all the way back around, and a trial, a criminal trial. I am your wicked game master, Connor Lloyd Crews. And joining me today is Bri Robert.
Hey guys, how are you?
Scott Heaton.
Hey everyone, good to see you.
Also known as Zoom user. Alex Olivier.
Hey everyone.
And Jason Steele.
Hello.
It has been, no joke, 666 days since the strike ended, and the AMPTP definitely still sucks. I want to thank Marina Sakamoto and her band Shunken, which you might even be able to see in concert soon if you live on the I had to do the Never Eat Slimy Worms West Coast because I still have a hard time with that.
What is it you do? What's
Never Eat Slimy Worms. I know there's I Never Eat Sour Watermelon is the other one.
Soggy waffles is what
Soggy, yeah, that was mine too. Soggy waffles.
we were shredded wheat. Never eat shredded wheat.
Well, that's just anti shredded wheat propaganda.
Yeah, that's some crazy talk.
But yeah, I want to thank her band Shunken for the use of their song "Curse" off the EP She Nods for our opening. How is everybody doing?
My cat got caught in a fly trap.
Oh no, Pancake!
We had to cut it out of her fur.
Oh no!
And give her an oil bath to get the glue out, and then give her a Dawn dish soap bath to get rid of the oil.
Like a duck, like one of those ducks.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, we're gonna start here. If people have been watching Twin Peaks Club or listening, they'll notice that most of these faces and voices look similar from the last year of the club. But Alex, Alex is a father and has a crazy schedule, so that there's multiple reasons why Alex wasn't on. But Alex is the one. Because I think even if Bobby and Jay were here, because that would be all seven of us who have been on the Twin Peaks Club since the beginning. I don't think anyone else has been on. I think Edwin was on Fire Walk with me, but he doesn't know anything. I think we would all be on the other side. Alex is the one person, and I'll go ahead and throw out my background. Alex, you're being brought in front of the court today to defend your position that Twin Peaks Season 3, aka Twin Peaks The Return, is bad. I wrote up this thing. Our friend Alex here loves the original show plus Fire Walk with Me, a movie that was, I should point out, not super well received by fans on first release. And so we're going to let you make your case, and then we're all going to murder you.
Sure. Okay. Well, before I get into it, I guess I'll preface it with two things real fast. One is just maybe just me nitpicking your phrasing just now when you said that I think season 3 is bad. It's a Lynch work. Well, I don't really like to assign those kinds of labels to something that like someone like David Lynch has made. So I'd prefer to say I did not care for season 3.
Okay.
Having said that, it also brings me, no joy to report to all of you that I didn't care for season 3. I wish I liked it. I'm not just coming on here to be a hater. Obviously, I love David Lynch. I'm not just knocking an artist who's beloved by all of us that we, owe so much to. Mm-hmm. So those are my two prefaces real fast, but I guess sure, let's get into it.
Well, I wanted you to come on to talk about this because I think it's interesting that most because Scott, we didn't know what Scott was going to think, you know what I mean? Like Scott could have been 100% on your side, and I know that he's been angrily scrawling your name in like a notebook.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, what the fuck? I hadn't watched it because Alex told me not to.
Because I do remember, like, you know, a couple of years back at one of the Palm Springs events we did back in the day. I remember like, you know, at like one of the parties, like drinking, like kind of talking to you about it and being like, yeah, it's like, even if he doesn't make anything else, isn't it great? We got this last thing that feels like a sum up, and you're like, no. But go ahead.
Well, sure. Yeah. I mean, I jotted down a few points here that I'll address, but actually that does kind of directly connect to something I was going to say. And that's just, that a lot of the events of Twin Peaks: The Return feel like they don't jive, or just an entirely new kind of entity unto themselves from the original series of Twin Peaks. I mean, we have this whole new storyline about like a criminal syndicate in South Dakota and Las Vegas, and you have all these new characters. And so I am of the opinion that if David Lynch had just made pretty much exactly that and just not had it connected to Twin Peaks, I would have been way more into it. So I mean, like, yes, if he had done that and you were to say, oh, isn't it great he left us with this weird final thing, I probably would have been way more into it and way more agreeable to what you're saying. But its marriage to Twin Peaks is ultimately what, for me, does not work for it. But you know, that's narratively speaking. Ultimately, I think the season is, I mean, this is kind of a basic critique, but there's no way around it. It's a fundamental thing. I feel like it's superfluous. You know, maybe back in 1994, if they had made a third season of Twin Peaks, I would have been more into what they had to say, as far as like containing the lightning in the bottle from the original series. But I don't know, there was something about 25 years after the fact that felt like the ship had sailed, and there was no need to come back to Twin Peaks. I had already formed my own meaning out of the original series and out of the movie, and it was nicely bookended by, I mean, sure, there are unanswered questions, but I prefer to leave them kind of unanswered. I was going to use an example here as to try and help kind of illustrate what I'm saying, but I don't know if it's a good idea, because I was going to use another really beloved movie that I didn't care for as the example, but whatever, fuck it.
Go ahead.
I didn't really like Furiosa. I know a lot of people really did. Yeah. I love Fury Road. But there are things in Furiosa that really bothered me. Like, it explains, you know, why her head is shaved, how she lost her arm. And like, I've watched the movie, I'm like, okay, great. So that's why. Like, it was cooler when I didn't know the reason. And I feel like there's the same kind of quality going on in Twin Peaks: The Return. It's kind of like subtraction by addition.
Any rebuttals to any of this? Anybody?
I think, like, for me, one of the things I've always enjoyed the most about Twin Peaks is its many layers. You have the textual layer of the story going on between the characters, and you also have the metatextual stuff. You know, Twin Peaks as a show about shows, David Lynch's opinion about art and about television at the time. And so, like, the changes that happened, the differences between the return and the original series, for me, like, made perfect sense, because it's, you know, David Lynch's updated version of that original concept, about like changes in television, changes in art, and so, like you said, no need to come back, like that ship had sailed. And for me, because of the ways that television media have changed, because of the way that the film industry has changed, because of the way that, like, the corporate presentation of art has changed, I felt when Twin Peaks did return, it felt so much like a direct attack against that. Not attack's the wrong word. I don't think David Lynch like used this as a like a some sort of weapon blow or something against against Hollywood. But I do think it was like a direct response to the direction that art had taken, using Twin Peaks, which had previously been a vessel for that kind of critique. So it just, I think one of the reasons why it worked for me, and maybe it didn't for you, is like that aspect of the show was always very important to me. And so seeing it resurface in The Return as strongly as it did and as prominently, it gave me what I wanted out of a return to Twin Peaks.
Yeah, 100%. Actually, that's something that I mean, I agree with you. It's one of the kind of frustrating things about Twin Peaks: The Return is where I'll look at what's going on in this season, and I can appreciate a lot of it, kind of like just, I don't know, like on paper or intellectually, but the feeling of connecting with it was not the same as. I mean, obviously this is a very subjective thing, but I didn't like feel it in the same way. Yeah. I appreciated it, but I didn't feel it really.
Yeah. That's the not to talk about another not to bring up another movie that gets people in trouble for talking about, but like it's like with like The Last Jedi, how there's a lot of people where it's almost, it feels like there's like a tone playing in that movie that some people can hear and some people can't, and with the people who can hear it, it's like they're just like, fuck this movie. They're just like so mad. Like I've never been snapped at more than when I try, like whenever I, like a friend who doesn't like Last Jedi, I'll try to clarify, like they'll say something about one of the other Star Wars movies, and I'll be like, oh, you mean that? And they're like, yeah, I do think that about it. And it's like, all right. Anyways, that's a non sequitur, but the point is that maybe it's just that sort of thing where there's not as rabid. Obviously, you've never been like that, Alex. But like, just there's something in it, it just didn't click, I guess.
Yeah, no, for sure. I don't know. It's like the cilantro. Does it taste good or does it taste like soap? That's
probably a better example. But yeah, do you have any other of your heavy critiques?
Yes, I do actually.
Okay.
So I was looking at the point actually that was just brought up of how like I understand a lot of it and I appreciate a lot of it on paper, but it doesn't feel the same to me. I was thinking about why that might be, and I was looking at the surreality of the original series of Twin Peaks versus the surreality of season 3, and I think there's a literalism to Twin Peaks: The Return in its surreality that isn't present, or at least not as acutely present in the original series. For example, you have that like infamous episode, I think it's episode 8, or is it 7?
8.
Yeah.
But yeah, everyone knows what I mean.
Yeah.
Where it's like this crazy, you have the atomic bomb and you have this orb of Bob and the orb of Laura and the bug coming out the girl's mouth. And it is, very like abstract and interpretive, but there's also like kind of point A to point B, like storytelling there. That's what I kind of mean by the literalism of the surreality, is that it's very abstract, but it's also very explanatory. And I felt like the surreality of the original series was a lot more metaphysical and less explanatory, which again, this is, it's all subjective, but it's something that I enjoyed a lot more personally.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's an interesting critique. I would say that I think maybe the difference is that like stuff going on in the lodges and whatnot is like actually much more important to the narrative of season 3 in a lot of ways. Like the you know what I mean? There's a lot of like mechanics and stuff like that going on there. Like there's a lot of the show seems to be about that. Season 3 is about this big trap that like the evil Cooper kind of left good Cooper. But I do understand what you're saying. I don't necessarily, it doesn't ring as like a bad thing for me, but I do understand what you're saying.
And I also
think part of that was because like season one was built as a soap opera that was supposed to just like be ongoing, where it does feel like season 3, as sprawling and wild as it is, there is a narrative and there is a pretty tight like beginning, middle, end story that they're telling. So I think like each episode, like even when you're watching, you might be going, what the fuck is going on and why is this happening? By the time you get to the end, you're like, okay, I understand why. Like it was all happening to lead to somewhere specific, I guess, as opposed to like season 1 where it was just sort of like pretty weird, huh? And like we have some ideas, but we're certainly not gonna like, we're not like beholden to them.
Yeah, that's kind of why I like to label season 1 and 2 and Fire Walk with Me as lightning in a bottle. It's like they might not have meant to go in the direction that they ended up going at the beginning of that show. Maybe they even kind of stumbled their way into it, but it's like such a beautiful, happy accident, if so.
Any more busted ass critiques you got there?
Just minor. I mean, I can just start getting a little nitpicky.
Sure.
But at this point, I didn't like Dougie the vegetable for so long in the show. I mean, maybe this I was pretty confident in the like true like glory of the arguments that I just laid forth. This one's more of just a personal hang up. I found him annoying. I wanted to see Cooper.
I love Dougie.
I mean, I get if you're not feeling it.
Yeah, for sure.
I can see how that like being another tick on like, yeah.
And he's catatonic essentially for so long. It felt really kind of like punishing after a while.
Oh, I think it was. I don't think
punishing in a way that I didn't enjoy.
Yeah.
See, I the more I rewatch it, the more I just think that like Lynch. I think Lynch loved the sort of, was it being there is the reference that people always bring up, like the sort of, I always talk about Mr. Magoo, but it's like if Mr. Magoo was also like the most positive being in the universe. And it's like I genuinely think that Lynch and probably Mark Frost like fell in love with the idea of this, of like Cooper is such a good like whole person beacon of light that even in a like catatonic state he can't help but stumble through people's lives and make them better. Sure.
Just it's like 12 episodes.
No, I get it. I understand. Next, anything else?
The smallest of smalls. I hate the Michael Cera scene. It's really short.
Oh no!
Flush that toilet again.
Yeah, let's go with that one. Sorry.
No, that's it. That's all I got.
That's all you got. All right. Well, I respect. You know what? Well, actually, you know what I'll say, Alex. I usually respect your opinions a lot, even when you like way more hate stuff that there's like stuff you hate way more that I love. You know what I mean? Like I know it, but I do think this might be your like the opinion I respect the least, but I still respect it.
Well, sure. No, I mean, I get it, and I appreciate the little respect anyway.
Yeah.
It's like you said. I mean, it brings me no joy to tell you or to bring up all these things, all these reasons why I don't like The Return. I wish I did. I'm happy David Lynch made it. I'm happy that it likely brought him a lot of artistic fulfillment, and he went out proud of his final work. And I'm happy that you all enjoy it and so many others do.
Do you think you've only seen it once, the one time when it aired?
Yes.
Do you think you'll revisit it eventually to see if it like clicks better for you?
Yes, actually, I think that's likely. I mean, I have the whole box set, the Blu-ray of the entire series.
The Z to A.
The what's that?
The Z to A. The
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Z to
I have that one too. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, I have The Return on a physical media. I imagine I will watch it again. Also, I mean, I rewatched Eraserhead last night in preparation for today's conversation, and that, I always liked Eraserhead, but that movie struck me in a profoundly different way than I had ever seen it before.
I feel like in general, with probably the exception of Dune, pretty much all of his works I get more out of every time I come back to them.
Yeah.
Whether it's a little more or a ton more depends,
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, it's also it's 18 episodes. They're an hour each.
You have a kid.
So,
Maybe when
exactly.
they're in 18 years when they're going to college.
But when I have 18 free hours, I can come back to it.
Yeah. Well, that was a great. You set us up for a great transition to talk about. I thought I've compared Twin Peaks, specifically The Return, to the Dark Tower series every once in a while, and the Dark Tower series, spoiler alert, kind of loops back to its beginning at the end, and Twin Peaks: The Return kind of does that too within the context of Twin Peaks. So plus this whole Twin Peaks Club plan was created for another show in which we were trying to cover all of his movies, and this is where Eraserhead fit. But I thought it was cool to revisit, because it was only the second time I had ever seen it, and the first time in like 10 years. I didn't really summarize this the way I usually do with Twin Peaks. If you don't know what happens in Eraserhead, it's about how Jack Nance has like a fucked up little baby and has a bunch of fucked up dreams and visions, and a hot neighbor who he cheats on his wife with. And then in one of his dreams, his head falls off and gets turned into erasers, and then Jack Nance kills the baby.
And there's a lady in the radiator who just sings beautiful music.
Yeah, that's part of that's within the fucked up dreams and visions. This one, I mean, I think last time I watched this movie was pre The Return. It was probably about it was probably like a year before The Return, and I think at the time I was more of just like a Twin Peaks fan than a David Lynch fan. And over the last decade, that has really kind of changed. You know what I mean? Like, Twin Peaks is still my favorite thing he's done. Funnier than I remember is one of the biggest takeaways is especially the first half. It gets less funny as it goes on, for sure. But the first half is really funny.
The dinner is the greatest.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was the first David Lynch thing I ever saw, and coming back to it, yeah.
And you kept going.
Coming back to it after having seen so many other David Lynch things, like I did recognize the humor more than I had initially. Like, it's much easier to see when he's doing a goof, and like the funniest gag to me in the movie, which the first time I saw it, I read as horror. And this time I read it as comedy, where his wife has just left, telling him he better take good care of the baby, and he's worried about it, and so he takes its temperature with a thermometer, and he looks at it, and the temperature's all normal, and he turns away for 5 seconds to put the thermometer back, and turns back around, and it's like, blam! The baby's just covered in lesions and boils, and is rasping and super sick, and he's like, oh, I guess you are sick. And there's just that moment, like, reads so much more as like a goof now that I'm more familiar with David Lynch's specific black humor. Like the idea of like being anxious about this thing and you take your eyes off it for a second and it's all falling apart.
Yeah, it definitely. Well, it's interesting. Alex, do you have your phone? You have Letterboxd at hand? I threw my phone across the room. I don't want to go.
I do. Yes.
Can you read your review of Eraserhead you just posted, and then afterwards, can you read mine that I just posted?
Yes.
So yours first.
Sure. Here we go. First rewatch of this I've done that wasn't from a projection booth since becoming a father myself, and I actually don't think this movie is as much about parenthood/fatherhood as people make it out to be, or at least the direct aspects of it. This time around, it struck me more to be dealing with Henry believing in some kind of cosmic fate beyond his control and manifesting his own horrible destiny from a genesis of his own weaknesses and insecurities, refusing responsibility, self-inflicted and self-perpetuating spiral towards a final irredeemable act. And your review,
Yeah.
The Eraserhead baby is cute, actually.
Which I stand by. It also, when it laughs, it reminds me of Salacious Crumb from the Star Wars movies. But yeah, well, it's interesting you posted that because he's talked about how it's his most spiritual. He's famously refused to elaborate, but I do think like it does feel like there's some anxieties about being a like new parent to a certain degree in there.
Yeah. I don't mean to diminish that entirely. I just I mean, I know that like the reputation is like this is the movie of movies about like anxiety over parenthood, and I felt like, you know, absolutely it's in there, but it's in there kind of the way that like 2001 is about like space exploration. It's like yes, but it's ultimately something else. I think
it feels like his most personal in certain ways, and just because it feels like a little like it feels like the lead here is maybe like an insert in a way where it's like I don't really think that he like this and Jeffrey Beaumont probably are like the two leads of his that feel the most like closest to like things he's gone through, if I had to guess, you know, because I just don't really see him like he's not murdering his wife, you know what I mean? Like he has great relations with all of his. He's not riding a lawnmower, you know what I mean? Like, but this shit, like I go like this is probably like David Lynch probably had like a fucking awkward dinner with his like girlfriend parents once, and but it's well, one, it's funny because it's like what did his wife think this time is who he was married to, because he was married to one woman and then he got married to, was it Mary Sweeney that he married like while they were making this or that was Mary Sweeney later? I don't know. He was married like 8 times. And I also, to be fair, I also kind of read it maybe less as like a new baby sometimes, and it almost seemed like it was maybe about like a miscarriage to a certain degree at times, which I don't know.
Sure, I mean something like that can absolutely like dissolve a relationship and foster all these kinds of like paranoias and insecurities in a person. Absolutely.
I do think one a key moment in the movie that points to it not being so much about like directly like anxiety over fatherhood is his head popping off and the baby's head replacing it, because like that feels like a much more existential fear. That feels like a much more like a like who am I, what is my purpose here, am I so easily replaced, is the only like goal of this existence this endless loop of heads popping off and new heads forming. So more of an existential fear about the nature of life, rather than like specifically like I'm scared about having this baby.
Yeah.
Agree 100%. Yep. Also later when the woman across the hall looks at him and he has the baby as the head, you know, it's kind of like this is when he's disappointed that she's with another man, and he feels as though she sees him not as him but as his baby. He feels infantilized or emasculated, and he's kind of shifting the blame to his baby rather than bearing his own responsibility.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, at the end, you like if you can open up some bandages and your baby dies, I don't know if the baby the baby probably wasn't gonna like.
Yeah, this was not a healthy baby.
No. It's not doing well.
But not healthy.
No. It looks like a little
and
dinosaur.
Yeah, the baby's head gets real big at the end too. Like, we don't actually know. Did he kill the baby?
Maybe the
Did
baby
he successfully kill the baby?
Well, yeah, I mean, in a literal sense, but perhaps not in a spiritual sense.
Yeah, like the woman in the radiator sings about how great heaven is and how everything is fine there. And I know some people have interpreted it as like her convincing him it's okay to kill his baby. But like, I think the ending shot with him being embraced by her, it's unclear if she's congratulating him for killing his baby, if she's embracing him after he's committed some sort of like philosophical suicide.
Well,
through
in the sense that like the baby is him in certain moments,
Yeah, so I do think this is all like a good argument for it not just being about like specifically parental anxiety.
Absolutely. And the him killing his baby is like one of the maybe like 2 active things he does in the movie. And we have this whole deal with the man in the planet controlling these levers, and Henry's imagining, or at least I see it as Henry imagining that someone else is ultimately like deciding his life for him. He's passively going through and these things are happening to him, and it's because this guy's fated all these things to happen. And so when Henry finally does actually like do something with agency, the guy's levers are stuck and they're sparking and they're malfunctioning.
Yeah,
it just happens to be he's just done something totally evil.
But he's stepped outside of the bounds of like what is considered like the societally normal course of life.
Yeah,
it's interesting. I hadn't really like connected with the Planet Man. I didn't know is that what his name is? The man on the planet, the guy with the levers.
I think that's generally what people call him. Yeah.
Yeah, because he pulls the lever and then the weird sperm thing goes forth, and then Spencer learns that he's going to be a father, that there's a baby that's been born. So that seems like pretty direct. Like the man in the planet has ordained that to happen.
A couple of Twin Peaks connections. I mean, the most direct one is the chevron pattern floors in the apartment. 2 things. I feel like the arm in these are both. Sorry, Alex, but these other 2 are both the return connections. But the arm in season 3 reminds me a lot. It's like the tree with the baby's head on it, essentially, from this. And then the biggest one, the funniest, I thought, connection is there's a moment in this in the dream sequence that gives the movie its title. One, the lead criminal guy from fucking Assault on Precinct 13 is one of those dudes that's in the dream making the erasers, which is fucking crazy. Like this time I was like, what the fuck? Like I recognized him. But he's like ringing the bell, and then the boss comes out and he's like, "Okay, Paul," and it reminded me so much of like How Many Times Wilson in Twin Peaks: The Return.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, that whole interaction felt very Twin Peaks.
Yeah. That could be a good, if people don't have more Eraserhead thoughts. I don't know who else. I don't know, Scott and Bri, y'all got a chance to rewatch it before this.
I've seen it so many times. I mean, it's the best sound design imaginable as far as just being weirdly experimental. And I love the way he created so much of it. But my favorite is the how he filled like a water bottle with water. Oh, I'm sorry, no, he put a lava inside the water bottle, but put it inside of a bathtub, and then basically just kept moving it around and would get so many of those really weird atmospheric sounds from it. Just little things like that are just super cool.
It's cool.
It's just a classic of classics for sure. I think the last time I saw it, funnily enough, was the $1 Million. It was for like a morning one, and it was a double feature with Mulholland. And it was so weird having to watch that shit at like 10 in the morning. It's like coffee had kicked in. You're just like, it's a weird experience, but it was still just such a great one.
Yeah. Well, I think it's we gotta say, if only there was a shot with the car. I should have edited this so the car was going forward, leaving Twin Peaks. I'll say my big final thoughts that I wrote up here first. It's definitely meant more and more to me as time has gone on, and I've gone from being a Peaks fan to a full Lynch fan. I already said this earlier, but I think all of his work, with the exception of Dune, gets better every time I watch it. Peaks specifically stands up there really with like the Evil Dead movies and Raiders of the Lost Ark and like certain comics and Stephen King books as like the piece of art that is like most meaningful to me, for sure. Once again, a second time, I shouldn't have thrown my phone, but that's my phone case, has been for a decade plus now.
I know I've said it a million times too in the past, but that's how I first noticed you.
Yeah.
We were in line waiting for a movie or something, and we were a couple ahead, and I happened to see your phone case, and I was like, oh, that's cool. Do you like Twin Peaks?
Yeah.
And then just, yeah.
I mean, my one major qualm is they should have invited Briggs to be a part of the Bookhouse Boys. I don't know why they never did that, but what are you gonna do? What about you? What about y'all?
I think it's a fascinating work of art because, like, it was so cut off at the knees, where like it got canceled after the second season. Then he was going to do a trilogy of films, but nobody liked Firewalk, so that got cut off.
And even before that, them forcing him to reveal,
Yeah. And then, like, now you watch it, having watched it and having like the Z to A, I wouldn't imagine it any other way. I wonder, like, what if Twin Peaks never got canceled, and what if they would have had like season 6 of the ABC version? It just wouldn't have been this.
They could have had my Frasier Twin Peaks crossover that I've been thinking about for years.
That would have been maybe that would have been worth it then. And like, I don't even know do you know what the trilogy movies were going to be? Has that ever been revealed?
I mean, I do think that maybe not a lot, but to some degree, certain ideas that became The Return years later, I do think that some of that stuff was going to be in those trilogy movies. I'm not sure how much of it, but like I assume they had like a general idea, the like evil Cooper, good Cooper sort of thing. So I imagine it would have been about that. It probably would have been a more traditional, not traditional, but like I imagine evil Cooper would have been more just like Kyle MacLachlan playing it up, you know what I mean, as opposed to this whole other character essentially. Who knows? I don't know. I've actually been reading. People have never read this because of it was mentioned. Catching the Big Fish.
Oh yeah.
The David Lynch book. Which has been good. I would recommend it for sure. I mostly wanted to bring it up here because of so there's like chapters. Has anyone besides Bri, has anyone else here read this? Jason, I assume you've read this probably, or if you not.
No, I haven't.
Alex?
No,
I have not.
It's worth it. It's really, I mean, it's only like 200 pages and it's like really short and stuff. But he'll have these fucking hell. He'll have like a chapter. Each chapter is only like 2 pages, called like Mulholland Drive, and I'll have like a couple of paragraphs about like the making of the movie, essentially. But the chapter after Mulholland Drive, the title of the chapter is "The Box and the Key," and the entirety of the chapter is, I don't have a clue what those are. And there's also another section I think called drugs, where he talks about how like he's never like needed drugs to do his stuff, and he's talking about like alcohol and marijuana and stuff, and it's like bro, come on. Like, you were literally like high on caffeine and nicotine, like your entire life. But yeah, overall a great book. I started reading
He meant
it.
cool drugs.
Yeah, cool drugs. Yeah. Anybody got any final Twin Peaks thoughts?
It's probably the TV show that I've spent the most time thinking about.
Totally.
Yeah, certainly.
Like there's a lot of shows, there's a lot of artistic projects that I've enjoyed, that I've loved, but this is probably the one that I've spent the most brain power on, just enjoying thinking about, not so much like trying to solve it as some sort of like puzzle, but more like just analyzing it in my head. There's a lot there to throw around and to think about, and the more time goes on, the more I find new things to think about with it. So it's great to come back to it. It's been nice coming back and thinking about it even more.
Yeah. Well, you say the puzzle thing, and I think that's like a misconception I had of Lynch when I was younger, and I think it's a misconception a lot of people have, is that he's making these like puzzle box movies, almost like a Christopher Nolan or something like that, and it's a much more emotional experience than that.
Yeah, I know. Like, I talk to people about Lynch, and they'll say like, "I don't get it. I don't like," and it frustrates them. We're like, "I don't get what's happening. I don't understand." And like, what I want to tell them is like, like you said, it's not a puzzle. It's more like watching a painting, and like your confusion might be what he's going for. Like, it's okay to like feel that way. That might be exactly the way you're supposed to be. He wants you to feel at that moment. There's
a section. This is a good place, I think, to end off, unless if somebody else has something. But in this book, in the chapter interpretation, people sometimes say they have trouble understanding a film, but I think they understand much more than they realize, because we're all blessed with intuition. We really have the gift of intuiting things. Someone might say, I don't understand music, but most people experience music emotionally and would agree that music's an abstraction. You don't need to put music into words right away. You just listen. Cinema is a lot like music. It can be very abstract, but people have a yearning to make intellectual sense of it, to put it right into words. And when they can't do that, it feels frustrating, but they can come up with an explanation from within if they just allow it. And there's a little more to that, but yeah. I think that's very true of all of his work. So I think we should all meet again in 25 years and do this again. But in the meantime, I got a booger. It's time for Connor's Wicked Game, sponsored by David Lynch's best friend, Chris Isaac. Every week, like Jigsaw, I like to play a little game. This week, Twin Peaks Final Gauntlet. 5 rounds incorporating most of the games we've played for Twin Peaks Club. First 3 are scoring. There's round 4 is a multiple choice multiplier, and then the final round is like a Final Jeopardy style question. For this first round, let me write up everyone's names. We are revisiting Peaks, 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 or Peaks. I'm going to read someone's name. You have to tell me, are they involved with Twin Peaks, the TV show? Twin Peaks, the now defunct indie rock band from Chicago? Twin Peaks, the historic gay bar in San Francisco? Or, of course, Twin Peaks, the restaurant chain? We'll start with you, Alex. Michael Arndt-Keen.
That is Twin Peaks, the TV show.
Jason?
Sure. Yeah, Twin Peaks, the show.
Scott?
I will agree with that. That's the show.
Bri?
Yeah, I guess that's it.
Yeah. Are you guys actually not know who that is? Do you not know who that is, Jason? Okay, I couldn't tell by the way you were saying it. Yeah, no, that's Harry Truman himself.
Don't forget his wonderful performance in Slapshot.
Yeah,
which is,
his other famous role. Jason, Queen Maxima of the Netherlands.
Oh God, I have no idea.
TV show, defunct indie band, gay bar, restaurant chain. Famous gay bar, I should say. Historic. It was the first gay bar. I read this while I was looking this up. It was the first gay bar that didn't have like curtains on its windows. Like it would people from the outside could like see in and see like. Look,
Well, you're really selling this gay bar, so I'll go with that one. That's my guess.
Scott?
Why not?
I'm actually also going to guess the gay bar. Yeah.
Bri,
yeah, I think that makes sense.
Alex.
Yeah, I mean, Queen Maxima sounds like a drag name or something. I'm gonna go with gay bar for sure.
What's funny, you are all right, but it literally was Queen Maxima of the Netherlands, like the Queen of the Netherlands, who visited this historic gay bar at a certain point. Scott, Charles Wayne Dog Russell.
I'm going to guess that's the indie rock band.
Bri?
Yeah, it sounds good. Andy Rock.
Alex?
Yeah, indie rock band.
And Jason?
Yeah, I'll go with indie rock.
Well, congratulations, you're all wrong. This person was a biker, part of the Cossacks biker gang, who died in a shootout at a Twin Peaks restaurant. Shot in the chest with
Florida?
where was the Waco?
Oh,
Isn't
right.
don't they have it bad enough there? They
Probably
really
the second worst thing to happen to Waco.
but it's like the fifth or something worse than that.
Yeah, we know the worst thing is those fucking HGTV fuckers.
Yeah. Bri, Connor Brodner.
I feel like he's got to be. No, you know what? That's going to be the band. I think that's the band.
Alex?
What is it? Oh, it's gay bar, restaurant, the show, the band.
Yeah.
Is that all of them?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that sounds like the band for sure.
Jason?
It definitely feels like a guy in a band, but sure? I got no other intuition, so why not?
Scott?
I'm also going to go band again, yeah.
That is, in fact, that is the name of a guy in a band, and specifically the band Twin Peaks. Alex, Charlotte Stewart. Charlotte Stewart.
Not a name that I recognize from the credits, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's not from the show. I'll say the show.
Jason?
I have no memory for names whatsoever. I'll go with the restaurant.
The restaurant, interesting. Scott?
I was also going to go with the restaurant.
And Bri?
I'm going to go with the show.
Well, Jason and Scott, congratulations, because you're wrong. The other two are right. That is the actress who plays Betty Briggs, Bobby's mom. She's also the wife / mom in Eraserhead.
Oh yeah.
Jason, Richard Matthew Chain Jordan.
Richard Matthew Chain Jordan.
Like Chain Dash Jordan?
Chain is in quotes.
Chain
That's his
in quotes.
nickname.
Oh, okay. It's his pseudonym. I got you.
I'm just gonna this is probably wrong, but I'm just gonna say show because it sounds like the sort of guy that David Lynch would work with. I just think he would work with someone who had Chain in his name.
Scott.
What's the name again?
Richard Matthew Chain Jordan.
I'm going to say the band.
Bri.
I'm gonna say the restaurant. That sounds like a guy who would own one of those restaurants.
Alex.
Gay bar.
All over the place.
Yeah, Bri is correct. Richard Matthew Chain Jordan was another member of the Cossack biker gang who was also killed in the Waco shooting. This way was shot in the head.
They got them all.
Bri, Mary Ellen Cunha.
Is it my turn back already?
Yeah.
No, I think it's mine.
Oh,
Yeah,
is it? Yeah. Sorry, Scott. Mary Ellen Cunha. Cunha. I don't know. Cunha.
I'll say the gay bar.
Bri.
Yeah, gay bar.
Alex.
I'm going to say the show.
And Jason.
Yeah, I'll say the show too.
Well, the gays got it. That was one of the owners of the Twin Peaks gay bar. And lastly, Bri, we are starting with you this time. Daniel Raymond Diesel Boyette.
Maybe we'll say the show. Maybe it's some weird Roadhouse character.
Alex.
Gotta go Waco shootout again.
We're just getting too much of that one.
Jason.
It's probably the Waco shootout, but I'm still gonna guess the show.
Scott.
No, I'm pretty confident it's the Waco shootout. They all have, like,
This is another
nicknames.
member of the Cossack biker gang who was also shot in the head.
That's the only thing that you like found information on about that.
I realized I had done all the like names that were on that like last time when I did this game, and so I was like, well, I was like looking around the Wikipedia and like, oh, like there was a shootout, like a famous shootout, and I clicked and there was like a list of all these names, and I just thought it would be funny, which it was. All right, round 2, Twin Peaks roll call stragglers. These are like leftover ones. I have 5 actors from Twin Peaks here. I'm going to read up to 3 other roles they had. This one is the first to shout out, gets the points. You have to yell out the actor's name or the role they play, and I'll take, a vague version of the role they play. 3 points after the first role, 2 after the second, 1 after the last. For instance, this is not one, but I could say like Zach Carey in Showgirls. ... Paul Madiba Atreides in Dune, Jeffrey Beaumont in Blue Velvet, and this would be Kyle MacLachlan as Special Agent Dale Cooper. So yeah, like I said, first person to shout it out, Brian Spear in The Descendants.
Matthew Lillard.
That is 3 points for Scott. That was a good fucking guess. He also was Stu Macher in Scream and Norville Shaggy Rogers in Scooby Doo. But yes, that is Matthew Lillard as William Hastings. Next up, Tramp in Cool Hand Luke. Play Tramp. I thought this was soda for a second, and it's a sparkling water, and my brain like misfired. No one's got anything for Tramp and Cool Hand Luke. What about Lyle Straight in The Straight Story?
Harry Dean Stanton.
That is correct. He was also Brett in Alien. Harry Dean Stanton is Carl Rod, trailer park owner manager. Who played Tina in Grizzly 2 Revenge?
I only saw the first Grizzly.
No guesses. What about she also played Ruth Stoops in Citizen Ruth?
Naomi Watts?
That's a good guess, but no.
Laura Dern.
2 points for Bri. She was also Sandy Williams in Blue
That's
Velvet.
right.
Who played Coach Wagner in Like Mike?
Like Mike. I don't even know what they.
The little Bow Wow basketball movie.
Yeah, that's the one where he gets the shoes.
Oh shit! I did not see that.
This guy also played Scott Thorson, also in The Descendants.
Oh wait, do I get a bonus point if I guess like another movie or whatever? Or
No, but
I'm trying to make. Look, I need points sometimes in these games. I lose quick. Robert Forster.
that is correct. That is indeed Robert Forster. He was also Max Cherry in Jackie Brown as Sheriff Frank Truman. Last up, Nancy Sterngood in Tremors.
Grace Zabriskie.
That's a great guess.
That is a good guy.
No, we're talking about Tremors, not Trancers. That's a series that she is in. She was also, this actress played Nancy Sterngood in Tremors 3 Back to Perfection. So, recurring role. Last.
Not another. He played Iron Man in Avengers, and Iron Man in Iron Man, and Iron Man in Captain America: Civil War.
She also played Mary X in Eraserhead.
Ooh. I don't know her name.
God.
Yeah, I can save my life.
You can say character names and or a vague description of the character too.
No, I don't know who she played.
Yeah.
No? Okay. This was Charlotte Stewart as Betty Briggs / Bobby's mom.
Oh, damn. We're just disrespecting Charlotte Stewart this
I know.
episode.
All right. Now, for our third round, Twin Peaks Wheel of Fortune, I got a single puzzle for y'all. We're going to start with Jason. You guys can click on the link. I'm going to throw it up for the people at home can see. We're going to start with you, Jason, because you're in last.
Yeah.
I'm going to roll a dice to see how many points. So I have a single puzzle here for y'all. No hint, because it should be easy for the most part. Other than to say, like we did in the last version of the game, the answer has been possessed by Bob, meaning that 3 letters have been replaced by Bob, B-O-B. So for instance, if the answer was supposed to be Special Agent Dale Cooper, it might now be Special Agent Bob Cooper. our special Bob Dale Cooper, something like that. Let's see. For Jason, you're playing, good roll for 5 points. You got a letter you want to guess?
Can I guess B?
You can guess B. That's gonna get you 10 points. That was a
Nice.
good guess.
Kind of.
Would you like to buy a vowel or spin again or try to solve?
Spin again.
This one is 2 points.
L.
Yep, there is an L.
Oh.
Thanks, Vanna. You're looking very pixelated today. Would you like to spin, buy a vowel, or try to solve?
I'll spin.
This is what was that? This is a 16, so that is 3 points.
R.
There is no R.
Dang it.
Scott, I'm gonna spin for you. That is 1 point.
For vowels, do you have to buy them, or do they have points? Or
You have to buy them, so you have to guess a consonant for now.
okay, T.
There are 2 T's. All right, you can buy a vowel, spin, or try to solve.
I'll spin.
That is 2 points. What letter would you like to guess?
M.
There is no M. Bri, you are playing for 1 point.
N is it Nancy?
There is no N. Alex, you're playing for 1 point.
E. Oh, sorry. Can I buy a vowel? Yeah.
You cannot. You don't have any points this round, so you gotta guess a consonant.
All right. My bad. D.
Jason. Oh, you're playing for 10 points. I rolled a 20.
My God.
Can you guess a consonant that there is at least one consonant left in this? Maybe even more.
G.
Congrats, Jason. There is, in fact, a 1G right here. Oh, it's kind of a shitty looking G, but everyone gets the idea.
Oh shit.
Could I try solving?
Yes.
So good.
Bob to light.
It is, in fact, Bob to light. It's got a light plus it got affected by Bob.
Yeah, the Bob's gonna be hard.
You went from 3 points to 35 points, Jason. So you're doing really good.
Well done.
Yeah. Let's see. Round 4. So yeah, we guys got a couple multiple choice questions. These are going to get you guys multipliers to your existing points. We will start with Scott, I think. With the original name of these are more like trivia questions. I've kind of incorporated. I didn't do the owl game, owl but there's one question about owls. I tried to incorporate some of the other games into these last couple things. With the original name of Giovanni Pasqualini Packard, who was first supposed to play the role that became Josie Packard? A. Isabella Rossellini, B. Monica Bellucci, or C. Laura Dern?
Isabella Rossellini.
Bri?
I think Isabella Rossellini too.
Alex?
I agree. Yes, Isabella Rossellini.
And Jason?
Yeah, I'll go with that.
That is correct. Bri, according to my research, what type of owl is most commonly shown in Twin Peaks? A, the spotted owl, B, the great horned owl, or C, the northern hawk owl?
Giant? What number was giant?
Great horned owl, you mean?
It's a great horn. What? Can you give me the choice again?
Spotted owl, great horned, northern hawk.
Yeah, great horn.
Alex?
I'll go with northern hawk.
Jason?
I'll go with great horned.
And Scott?
I'm gonna go with northern hawk.
The great horns got it. That's the name of the that's the one. That's the one I googled, and I looked at like the pictures from the show, and then I looked and I was like, okay, well, I'm pretty sure that is what it is. It's possible that there are like other owls featured on the show. I don't know. Like, I didn't go back and was like, I gotta identify every single one of these fucking owls.
David Lynch said every owl that wasn't a Great Horned Owl just murdered.
Yeah.
It will only be one owl.
Alex, in the original show, of all the actors not credited as a lead, as in their name is not in the opening credits, who has the most appearances? A, Michael Horse as Deputy Hawk, B, Harry Goaz as Deputy Andy, or C, Wendy Roby as Nadine Hurley?
I'm gonna say Deputy Andy.
Jason?
I'll go with C.
Wendy Roby? Scott?
I don't know if it goes Nadine. Yeah, that was my first thought.
And Bri?
I'm gonna do the same.
Well, no one got it right. It was Michael Horse as Deputy Hawk. He was in. He's in 28 of those. I think 30 episodes technically, because it's episode 29 plus the pilot. Harry Goaz as Deputy Andy was in 26. Wendy Roby was only in 22. In between them, I thought this was like too obvious. Like obviously he's not the most, but Eric DeRay as Leo Johnson appeared in 24. And I should say Michael Horse. There are two lead actors who appeared less than Michael Horse on the show. One's really obvious because the dude dies like halfway through, like by bashing his head up against a jail cell wall. The other is Piper Laurie because she's also was missing for a lot of the time. Who are we ending with? I think this is Jason. In season 1, what famous architectural house in Los Angeles was used for the Invitation to Love show within a show segments? A, the Eames house, B, the Hollyhock house, or C, the Ennis house?
I'll go with B. I don't know, but I'll go with B.
Scott?
That one caught me too. Maybe just because of the alliteration, but yeah, I'm going with that one too.
Bri?
What are the options again? Sorry.
Eames, Hollyhock, and Ennis.
C.
And Alex?
I'll go Eames. Why not?
Bri, congrats. It is, in fact, it is the Ennis house, also famously used as Harrison Ford's apartment in Blade Runner.
Oh shit. Oh. Were you talking about that recently? Just not in something like this, but like
there was some. It's been used in a bunch of movies. We were watching something, and I recognized it. I was like, "That's the Blade Runner apartment."
It was that Bruce Willis movie.
Yeah,
right?
Color of Night.
Right.
Yes,
Yeah,
great
Color
film.
Night.
Oh man.
Let's see. Alex, you have 11 points. Scott, you have 15. Bri, you have 30. And Jason, you have 70.
It's all from from guessing Bob.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
It's entirely because of Bob on Wheel of
you got
Fortune.
a good roll too.
Yeah.
If you'd just gotten the ones.
The one shot I had was a 1. No matter what I did, nothing was going to happen with it. So.
This is the final round. It's a Twin Peaks title match. The clue is season 2. So if you guys can wager how much you want to wager. Again, Alex 11 points, Jason 70, Scott 15, Bri 30. Make your wagers. The prompt, or the question, whatever. Name any season 2 episode. All right. Let's go with Alex first. How much did you wager?
10.
10. And what's your episode you're gonna name?
Drive with a Dead Girl.
That is, I know that one's one. Jason, how many points did you wager?
I'm going to go ahead and wager all of my points.
Okay.
And also, I'm drawing a blank, so I don't remember any episodes.
Okay. Jason's gone and done it again. Scott, how many points are you wagering?
4.
And what are you guessing?
I don't know episode title.
All right. And Bri?
I hope I'm running this because I'm literally betting everything. I have Laura's Secret Diary, I think is one.
Laura's Secret Diary. I believe that is in fact.
It's in right?
It's in season 2. Yes, I had to scroll up. I was like, I know that's an episode title. I just don't remember if it's season 1 or season 2. But it is season 2 because it's a Herald episode.
Right.
I will also say that technically the names of all the episodes are just like episode 8, episode 9, and if one of y'all had said that, I probably would have accepted that. But Jason, no medal because you have 0 points. Scott,
I'm ahead. I'm just gonna jump off this building now. Why not?
Scott and Alex.
Look, I have to be honest. I will always bet all of my points.
Yeah.
So if I don't know the answer, I'm not gonna lie.
Why not?
Oh, I bet 1 point. No, I would have bet them all.
Scott and Alex, y'all switched positions, and so Scott gets the bronze and Alex the silver, and Bri, it's 0, 11, 21, and 60 are the point spread.
Congratulations.
But
you should just start combining as many games as you can, like just like Double Dare. We'll just have wild games that you can keep it.
Well, that was fun. I mean, that was a little gauntlet of all the games we had played previously. I thought that was fun to bring pretty much everything back. I didn't bring back. There was a game we played that was involved like his other like short films or something. I didn't do, and there was a game involving something like betting and locations or something. I don't remember. I don't remember that one really well.
I like the Wheel of Fortune vibe.
Yeah. Scott, you got your thing?
Yeah.
All right, let's go to Scott for...
All right, welcome to Scott's Comic Corner, brought to you by Eric Clapton and Eraserheads. Just regular ones that can solve your problems. So the big news over at DC is Batman Begins. He's starting over. Batman #1 just came out yesterday. Now, if you've been reading Batman, you might find this confusing because you might be saying, hey, what about Hush 2? That series hasn't finished yet. To which I'd say you are correct. There are currently 2 volumes of Batman on the comic book shelves right now. I don't know why they decided to do this. My only guess is that Hush took longer than they expected. And also there's nothing like in this issue, but like, I know DC's got some like big events happening, and so I think they just have to get this going. So that means double the Batman this month, as one ends and another begins. And this is actually a big deal that they're doing Batman #1 because it's only repeated, like they've only started over #1. I think this is the 4th time. There's like, the New 52. Anytime like DC does like the big events where like all their series started over, Batman was one of them. But other than that, it hasn't started over that often. So I don't know. As far as this goes, it was a Batman issue. You know what I mean? Like it's not the start of any major storyline or anything. It sounds like the writer Matt Fraction, he's going to be wanting to do more standalone issues.
Which I love Fraction, and that sounds like a good idea.
Yeah.
Good to me. Yeah.
Batman's a bit jaded, I guess I would say, where his character is. He's I don't want to say over it because he's keep doing it, but he's just sort of like, it's less like the calling and more like this is my life. Like literally his first line of dialogue is, "I'm getting really sick of this," and I think that's what the character arc's going to be for this. To start it out. So, I'm excited to see where this goes. And it's fun that they're starting Batman 1, I guess.
Hell yeah.
So let's see it. And then there's a new Superman series out. This issue came out last month, but it's this new miniseries called Superman, the Kryptonite Spectrum. It's by the team that did Ice Cream Man. I am not familiar with Ice Cream Man, but... that's a big deal. They put it right on the cover to let you know. The storyline is that there's a bunch of kryptonite has landed on Earth. They don't know different colored kryptonite, purple kryptonite, red kryptonite, blue kryptonite, and Superman doesn't know how it will affect him. So he gets a sample of each, and he has Batman tested out on him in the Fortress of Solitude. So far, we've only seen how purple kryptonite affects him, which it affects his time,
Mm-hmm.
which essentially means he just like interprets things, like.
There's a real cool sequence in that where he's having like a fight, and he's all of the panels, it's like the panels are all in the wrong order because like we're experiencing it how he's experiencing it, and then eventually when he overcomes it, we see like him mentally like putting it together, and we get to see like this big spread with all the panels in like the correct order.
I thought it was a really good concept. I like their take on both Superman, Batman, and Lex is in it. Lex is upset because he wanted it first, and I thought one of the funniest parts was that like he says like that lunatic is trying it out on himself. Like that was essentially what Lex was going to do anyways. So he's disappointed about that. The artwork's interesting. It's less like complex than most comic books. But it works, and I like a lot. So, I think this is going to be a 5-part miniseries. I think part 2 comes out next week. Check it out. I enjoyed it.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's, let's have a brief... I haven't had one of these in a while. Dune date. I still haven't finished Chapter House because it's fucking it sucks. It's real. Like I don't know if you agree with this, Jason. It's so funny because before I got to Heretics and Chapter House, books 5 and 6, I had heard that they're both bad, that people dismiss them. I thought 5, like I ripped through that motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like there's all sorts of action. This book is people just they're in meetings and they're not even interesting. I love a book about people in meetings, but it's not that bad. Part of it is I've had a hard time. I've been dealing with some issues. That's why I haven't been reading as much. But yeah, I still haven't finished. I wanted to finish Chapter House by the end of Twin Peaks Club, but unfortunately, it's not to be had.
Yeah, it's the worst of those.
It's like I think it's decisively the worst, almost. You know what I mean? Like I thought it was gonna be like, like Heretics. I think is decidedly better. But yeah, I thought right here. So I don't know who knows, who doesn't know, but I'm gonna spotlight for everyone because I have a unique way. I'm going to cover up my camera. I got this Warby Parker, this cute little dog thing, and I have a little reveal, a little video edit I made with Eraserhead and something else to reveal our next club, which will be starting probably in like November. So let's see. That's right. In November, it's James. I think in November probably it's James Bond Club time. We're gonna be talking about 2 movies and a third thing each episode. Yeah, that'll be fun. Anybody got anything else? So let me get motherfucking end of genocide and Palestine, Sudan, and everywhere else. I don't have anything else. I don't have anything else to say.
I've seen the first 2 episodes of Peacemaker, and I'm enjoying the season. So I'm looking forward to the rest. We'll probably talk about it when it ends, but
It's good.
it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been enjoying Alien Earth too. That's pretty good too.
I only saw the first episode, but I really liked it, so now I got to catch up.
I'm gonna go see what bullshit Ed and Lorraine Warren have for us.
What these fucking fraudsters are up to. these fucking hucksters.
Quote unquote final time. We'll see.
The quote unquote the final time. I want to thank Bri here for composing our outro. Next week, for real this time, not next week, I don't know when it's gonna happen, but next episode is gonna be our anniversary, our delayed anniversary. I think technically the anniversary is like late July, but a couple people, I'm not naming names, have been hard to schedule.
Well, they better hurry their ass up, because one of those movies is quickly.
Yeah, no, I have the notes for it. I haven't sorted my notes for it too. I'm gonna wait until the week, and so I assume that's gonna be me going, what? like looking through my notes and like, what? Yeah. I don't remember this at all.
But you can always watch it again.
Yeah,
that was the comedy we saw, right?
That was the Adventures of Ford Fairlane, and then Color of Night.
I remember that one far better than I do
Color of Night. Yeah.
That one's Color of Night. I'll tell you.
I will. Yeah, and then follow us CinemaCurse666 on Instagram and TikTok. Smash that like button, like and subscribe. Share this episode with your local pencil maker. Yeah, I think that's it. That's it then.
Bye-bye.
Have I done everything? I'm looking at my end of show. Closing credit, shout out next episode, plug socials, etc. Yeah. Okay, we're good. All right. Bye.
Cool. It's okay.
Everything's fine. Don't worry about it.